What's up, everybody, and you are listening to the best of the Media Mike Radio Show. I am your host, the Media Mike Speaks, sponsored by New Justice Media, where we are the voice of the everyday citizen. The time is now 13 minutes past the hour here in the Lone Star State, so let's get to it. All right, people. Have you heard of the WEF? No, not the W wrestling people. Not the WW. No, the WEF. The World Economic Forum. And you should be paying attention to this. Because they're ran by, I guess he's the spokesperson, Klaus, Schwab, Klaus, German, Klaus. So, yes. So, they're at it again. Oh, yeah. They're talking about taking away our cars. Your personal owned cars. Yeah. As you saw in the title, they declared that people have no right to own their own cars. They should ride share. This is something they are considering to do in the future. Oh, yeah. So let's get to this, shall we? Let's talk about this. In line with its Great Reset agenda, the goal of assuring ordinary people is to own nothing. The World Economic Forum is now advocating for the abolition of private vehicle ownership. Or abolition, I would say. The era of cars as the ultimate tool for personal freedom and mobility, if the future of the World Economic Forum envisions comes to pass, may soon be over for cars. They will be something that you ask to borrow. And the cloud will be taking the wheel. The cloud, you put everything in the cloud. Yeah. The automotive industry is becoming part of the industrial digital transformation. The technology transformation in the industry is electrification and is digital. This is what they're saying. Increasingly, car makers are partnering with tech companies like Qualcomm and IBM. I didn't know IBM was still around, but I guess they are. Now, I hope y'all are listening here, because this is what they're trying to do. Tech visionaries say that computerized cars will be integrated into the cloud, where they can be monitored and controlled by a centralized network that can prevent collisions, alert you about road conditions, and manage traffic. Well, we got science that alert us about road conditions. And we do have, cars that prevent collisions. They beep or something, or if you get too close, or they kind of self-brake. Toyota, I think, was the first ones to do that, where the car will actually stop itself if it gets too close to an object or to another car, to keep you from rear-ending the vehicle. Now, regarding shared mobility, it states that the ownership model of cars is evolving to renting and sharing as customer preferences shift. I wonder where they're getting this data from. What cities are there, in major cities to a certain degree? It depends, like New York, Chicago, places where you have congested traffic. I understand to a certain degree, only to a certain degree. But your rural areas, so what are we going to do? Just get a car to go way out in the country? I mean, just you borrowing a car to this. Okay, anyway, let's continue. Cloud technology is already a feature of many electric cars. So here we go with that, including mapping road conditions, weather, the location of charging stations, and ideal routes for charging their cars during long distance drives. We all know the story about electric cars, where it's going and where it's been a disaster at this point. The batteries overheat, they catch on fire, and then the charging stations sometimes don't even work, and then sometimes you go somewhere and someone's using the charging station, you got to sit there and wait. These are stories I've heard. These are the backlashes I've heard regarding electric vehicles. Not saying they're going to improve, but I'm just trying to see how they're going to keep these things running for 50 years. After a while, the battery does die. After a while, you have to replace the battery. Batteries don't last forever. Then what? But anyway, the whole idea is to get rid of the, like cars, and you just ride share, and it's like rental cars. But these ride share cars, good people, are like cars that people just, you borrow. They're not like rental cars, meaning no one has to vacuum them out. No one has to clean them up. You just get one. Someone will drop it off and then you jump in it. And you can have dog hair, can be all in it, all kinds of stuff. This is where they're going here. This is not like you're going and renting a vehicle. So to me, my personal opinion here and professional opinion, they're trying to run the rental car companies out of business. That's exactly what they're trying to do. Because, renting a car, they prep it for you. It's cleaned up. It's all good. And, hey, it's what it is, and you will get a penalty for it if you bring it back all dirty or, but you can get insurance and things for all of that. But I'm saying this is what their goal is to run all of these other companies out of business. Now, we're going to get to the story of, the kiosks in McDonald's, all that. But I want to give a shout out to all of my subscribers for subscribing, and thank you for supporting. Thank you for supporting Media Mike Radio and the Media Mike Speaks, sponsored by New Justice Media. Thank you so much for all your support, all these subscribers I've gained, because we're worldwide, so we have a lot of people coming in from all over the world subscribing to the channel. So thank you again, once again. Now let's continue. Advancing external control of cars. The World Economic Forum prides itself on being the biggest global advocate for public-private cooperation and governments in the US and Europe. They are doing their part to advance external control of cars. Car makers will be forced by President Sleepy Joe Biden's 2021 Infrastructure Act to install new features on cars in the coming years, including, wait for it, good people, wait for it, breathalyzers, speed limiters, so you can only go so fast, vision and voice trackers, and the granddaddy of them all, kill switches that automatically shut the vehicle off. So who's going to be operating the kill switch? I mean, I have kill switches in my vehicles. Well, you need me to start it because you won't be able to. But they're going to be able to cut it off from wherever they are. Now, I thought we had something like that called OnStar, North Star, back in the day when that came on, they can unlock your car and they can also shut it down. But now they want this in the cloud to where they can immobilize your vehicle if they want to. So I guess they're going to be playing eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Whose vehicle we're going to cut off today? So anyway, now, arguably, these features can reduce injuries, according to them. However, they also involve new surveillance technology that will monitor, listen up, people's behavior and make decisions for them. So what, with children now? Okay, well, everyone doesn't abide by highway rules or rules of the road, but this is okay. All right, okay. There are also concerns that building in controls that are not in the hands of the driver leaves consumers vulnerable to dangerous computer hacks. We know that. That'll be there too, right? Like your smartphone today, the car of the future is going to know quite a lot about you. And as the World Economic Forum famously stated, you will own nothing and be happy. Don't go for this, good people. You better hold on to whatever it is you have. Any type of ownership you need to acquire, you better start doing it now. Home ownership, property, land, I suggest you get on it. Because the future is not looking good here as far as private ownership. And that's one of the things I do believe they want to do. They want to take private ownership away. This is insane. Look here, people. Thousands of private jets fly into Davos each year. That's in Switzerland. It's Germany. For the World Economic Forum Annual Summit. But according to Mr. Old Klaus Schwab, ordinary people should not own their own car, but they can have all this stuff. They're talking about elimination of fossil fuels and talking about, we should go all this and all that, but they're still flying around in all these jets with all these fumes created by the jet fuel that they use. Wow. Total hypocrites, man. But let's see what some people had to say about this. And now a word from those who commented. One commenter writes, ownership is freedom. Didn't I say that? When you have control over your own resources, that is when you have true freedom. They are trying to take that away. I agree. Another commenter writes, this car sharing and rideshare stuff might be okay in big cities, but won't work outside of that. Now, this also brings up the other push from the World Economic Forum types that they want everyone living in urban centers. It's much easier to control the masses when they're all concentrated in cities. Also much easier to lock everyone down when no one has cars of their own. You're pretty much stuck in the urban center, so you will do what they tell you to get rations, etc. Oh, hey, they do it in China. A third commenter writes, the 1% own everything, the 99% rent everything. That is the World Economic Forum model they are working towards. And last, one commenter states, Schwab is 84 years old. He can't trouble us for much longer, I hope. Yeah, that's true. But I wonder who is being groomed to take his place. That's what we should be concerned about. So let me know what you think about this, good people. Until next time, this is your guy, Mr. Educator, Mr. Communicator, Mr. Free Thinker. Subscribe, share, and like to keep me rocking on the mic. Have a good night.